Hello YouTubers, I'm Parvez and this is our 21st video in Learn Django 2.1. In the previous video we have learned how you can add CSS styles, bootstrap styles to your Django application. In this video I want to talk about forms in Django. So there are two ways that you can create forms in Django. You can use form class for creating forms in Django, or you can use or you can use model form. So in both ways you can do this. So in this video particularly I want to show you how you can create forms using a form class. So now let's get started. First of all, I want to create a new HTML template in here, and I'm going to call it registration. So I want to create a registration form. Let me just remove it. Delete. Okay. I want to create a new. Let me just copy one of these. So I want to just copy the home. Copy this and paste it in here. Just change the name to registration. So now this is our registration, and in here I want to write it registration form like this, and I want to remove these stuffs from here. So now let me just remove this. Okay, after creating my HTML file, now I'm going to open my views, and in here I want to create a new view function, div. I call it register, or let me just copy this and it will, yeah, I want to copy this home and paste it in here. Okay, now change this to register like this, and for the context right now I'm going to just remove these from here. Like this, and let me bring it in here. Okay, now return render request, and I want register.html registration registration.html. So save it. After this I'm going to create my URLs. So in here let me just copy again, because I have covered these topics a lot, and if you don't know about this you can watch the videos. So this is register, and this is views dot register, and the name is register. So for the name I'm going to give it at. So let me, okay. Now I'm going to save this, and if I go to the let me check this that I don't have any problem here. Okay, now if I go to the register, you can see registration form. So after this I'm going to create a new form in here, a Python file. So in my project, and I'm going to call it forms.py. It is forms, not forms. Let me refactor this rename, and forms. Okay, now for creating forms, I have said that there are two ways that you can create. So the first way is you can use form class. So I'm going to import from Django, import forms like this, and I'm going to create a class. Okay, first of all, I want to create a model, so I'm going to just open my models.py. Okay, models.py, I'll open this, and in here I want to add another model, so I need a class registration data, models.model, and okay, so I want 4 fields for my model. I want a username, a password, and email. So the first one is username, models.model, and no, sorry, models.carfield, models.carfield, and give the max length. I want the max length should be 100. I think it's good. Okay, so now I'm going to just copy this because I need 3 more time. Okay, I need for this is username. After that I need for password, so password, and the max length should be 100. There's no problem. Okay, password. After that I need for email like this, and the max length should be 100. Also I need phone. Okay, so now I have created my model registration data. Now we need to add this to our database, so I'm going to open my terminal and new session, cd my project, python manage.py, make migrations. First I want to make migrations, and after making migrations I want to add my these tables in my database. Okay, after this now migration, and you can see create model registration data. So python manage.py, migrate, and if you okay, now it's created. And after this let me just go to the my admin, so let me just copy this and browse anew, because I want to add these data. Right now if I check my MySQL database, I have these data, so let me open also that PHP my admin. Okay, so I want admin panel. Okay, right now I don't have in my admin panel because I haven't added this to my admin.py. So if you check your MySQL database, you will see that we have registration data tables in our MySQL database. So let me go to the Django news and my database name, and it's loading. So you can see we have a registration data, and if I open this, I have these fields: ID, username, password, email, and phone. So after this let me open my PyCharm ID. I want to add this in my admin, so from .models import also I want to import the registration data. registration data like this, and in here I want to add this. So admin.site dot register let me just admin dot site dot no, why it's not working? So let me just copy one of these and paste it in here. So let me just copy this and paste it in here, and I want to add registration data. So registration data. Okay, now if I see my admin, you will see that I have another table in here. I don't have, so let me just okay, now you can see I have registration data, and if I click on this, right now I don't have data in here. So now we are going to create our forms. I'm going to open the forms.py, and so first I need to create a class. I call it a registration form. So now it should be forms.form, not forms but forms. Okay, forms.form. So after this, now my forms should be a username. There should be a username, forms.carfield, and the max length, also give a max length for this, so I want it should be 100. Okay, now I'm going to copy this and paste it in here. I need for password, sorry, let me just password, and I have email, and I have another one is phone. Okay, now I have created my registration form. Now this is time to render our this form in our registration.html in here. You can do this simply by adding okay, first you need to open your views, and in here you need to import this from .forms. We need to import the registration form. From .forms. My form, I have added forms in the wrong place. Sorry, you need to add this in your app, so I just cut this and paste it in here. I have added this in my before this in my project, but now you need to add this in your app because we are using this form in our app. So paste it in here. Okay, now from .forms import registration form. Okay, now we have created our form in the context. Now we need to create this in our register. In here we need to form registration form. Okay, and open your registration.html. In here you need to add this form. Let me refresh my page. Where is it? Okay, I have not seen any form, but let me just check it. Okay, good, there's no problem. So there was a problem. I have not restarted my server, by that reason there was no form. Now I have restarted and you can see that I have these forms. If you want, it should be as a paragraph, you can do that. So in your registration.html you can say form.asp. Okay, now if you refresh this, okay, you can see now we have this form. And let me just, in my nav bar, I want to add this forms. Let me add this, because open your navbar.html, and in here let me just copy this, paste it in here. And what was the name of my, let me open urls.py, it is at. So in navbar you can simply add, change this to at, and this should be registration. Registration. Okay, so let me refresh this, and let me refresh my page. You can see now I have a registration. So after this, now we have created our form, and this was not model form, this was a form class. Now I want to add some functionality to this. For example, if someone writes something, username, password, email, phone, and if they click, right now I don't have any button, but I add, if they click on submit button, this data should be saved in my registration table of my database. So for this, let me open my PyCharm ID and open your registration. So first of all, you need to create a form action in here. After this, form action, and the method is post. Let me close the form, and paste it in here like this. Okay, now the action is, right now I don't have any action for this, but I will add an action, and also I need to add a button in here. So input type, I haven't added some, let me just check this. Okay, some bootstrap styles for my form, but you can do that. Let me just add some style for my button. So input type is button, and the class is, I want to give a bootstrap class, btn. I want a success, okay, btn success, and whites, and this should be button. Okay, whites changing, input type button, and the class is btn success. Okay, and the text is, for example, I want it should be submit. Okay, now let me save it and let me refresh my registration form. I haven't seen any. Yeah, you can see I have a submit button, but it's not looking good. And just why? Input, it's button type, not input type. Button type. Okay, now I'm going to refresh this. You can see now I have a nice button in here. And after this, after creating this, we need to add open your views.py. Now we are going to add our some database programming in here. So let me open your views, and in here I'm going to create a new route, a new view function. Def add user request. Okay, we need to import from registration form. We have also we need to import from dot models, import our registration data. Okay, so now in here the first thing I need, I'm going to create a form. I call it object of my form, registration form, and you can give request request.post, because our form is post, so we are submitting a post to the form. Now we are checking if our form is valid and there's no empty fields. If form dot is valid, okay, is valid. Okay, if the form is valid, we are going to create a object of our registration data. So I'm going to call it register and registration data. And now in here I want to add my fields. So for the username, form dot clean data, form dot clean data, and I want this should be username. I need these for all my 4 fields, so I'm going to just copy this and paste it in here. So the first one is username, and another one is, let me just bring it in here. Another one is username, it should be password. And then here you need to give password. And after password we have email, so let me just in here write email. And also change this to email. Like this. Also the last one is our phone. So phone, and form.clean data, and let's change this to phone. Okay, now we have created our registration data. After this you can simply save this to your database. So you can simply write register dot save. Okay, and after saving your data to your database, you need to redirect this to our home. So let me add redirect in here, render redirect, and we want to redirect this to our home. And here return redirect to the home function. So now we have created this add user. After this you need to add this to your function. So let me just open this to your form function. First of all, I need to add this to my urls.py. So in here just copy this, and in here just I want to path add user and view.register. What was the name of? Let me just open this view. It's add user. So and urls.py add user, and the name should be user, and the name should be add user, like this. Okay, now we need this this name add user to add in our form action. So let me just open my registration.html, and in the form action you need to add this. So URL add user. Okay, now save this and refresh your page. So it's checking now, it's refreshing. Now we have this. Right now we will receive error because of when we are going to create forms in Django, we need to add a CSRF token. So before we are that we get an error, and here after your form action you need to add CSRF underscore token. Okay, like this. Now let me refresh this, and I want to add a username, for example just a name, and the password, and also email. Also I want to add a phone number. So if I click on submit, so I have I think, let me just check it. Okay, for some reason button type is not working, and I have changed this to input type submit and the value is submit. Okay, now I'm going to refresh my registration page, and I want to add some name. For example, I want to add a Bob, and the password is give a random password, and the email address is, for example, bob@gmail.com, and the phone number, add a phone number, like this, and click on submit. So you can see it redirect us to our home, because after in here, if you open your views, when the form is valid and we send our data, it returned redirect to our home. Now it is our home. If I check my database, my registration data, you will see that I have a Bob in here. Okay, you can see now I have Bob, and this is my email address. And if I go to the admin panel, I have two datas in here. It's not showing just data object, but you can change this. Open your models.py, and in here you need to add this string. So in here you need to add def __ str, and you need to return self.username. Save it, and now if you check your admin panel, so now it's going to be, yeah, now my server is restarted, and if I check this, you can see now I have Bob and two names, and if I click on this, I have these names in here. Also I can change this, so you can do this. Let me add another one. Open my home and go to the register. So I want to add, for example, Tom, password Tom, and the email tom@gmail.com, and add a phone number and click on submit. It is our main home page, and if I check my database, you can see I have another one in here. Thank you guys, this was our forms. If you have any question, please let me know, and please subscribe to my channel, like the videos, and share the videos.